There is much ado about nothing over the She-Hulk business, and I'm going to debunk it. I am Mecca off camera today because I haven't put on my makeup yet. Also, who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Rob Robot Shlomo, also off camera because I'm going through reverse puberty again.
Yes, he is sick at things, and I didn't want to get in the shower for this one yet. I wanted this one up quick so we can play some video games today and have fun, with our entertainment. We were playing, what, Multiverses? Which is like Velma, where she just nags people to death.
Says jinkies every once in a while. I'm just glad it's not the Mindy Kaling Velma, because, then that'd be embarrassing.
She has the power of being a harpy or something, and it's kind of hilarious. She's sort of OP. Bugs Bunny's pretty OP too. Anyway, that's not what you want to talk about. We're talking about She-Hulk today, which is this. We got a new clip. We're not going to just do a whole trailer reaction here, but
it's not really a trailer.
It's a clip of. Let me make myself smaller here too. Just meow. Someone's meowing. Meow. Do you have something to say?
He's even agreeing with
He's agreeing with us. So they're driving along through somewhere. She's talking about how Captain America never did the deed because he never got any because he was frozen. And it was the 40s that he comes out of. And this is a whole scene of just a couple of people discussing the guy's friend, who happens to also be a superhero. Hey, you're friends with like a famous person? And you're also a famous person? Please tell me more about said famous person.
Was she saying she saw a documentary on the History Channel or something?
Yeah, if you want to throw some of those clips in there.
America, he is rushed to the front lines. He becomes a war hero. Then he is frozen in ice.
Yeah, so he's frozen in ice for all these years.
All right.
Which we saw. We saw
that, okay.
He goes from world-threatening disaster to world-threatening disaster.
Okay.
That's when he's not a fugitive from the law.
Okay.
Right? So it seems like he was pretty busy.
So she's implying he didn't have time to date a lot. Time to date, and because of his age, who he is, where he is. Now this is like the very tail end, right about here she said that. Right about here she said, this is what people are mad about.
I already told you about my friend and colleague.
Obviously, Captain America was a virgin.
Obviously, Captain America was a virgin.
Holy crap, there's a spaceship that dropped out.
Yeah.
So this causes them to have a crash, go off a cliff.
They spilled their hot fries.
Oh no, the hot fries. No, those are Cheetos.
Oh,
those are just hot Cheetos.
Product placement.
Flaming hot Cheetos going out the window. And they probably Hulk out and save each other because they're Hulks, right?
Yeah, because, he's the Hulk.
Let me find a part where she's laughing.
Steve Rogers did not have a girlfriend before he went into the service.
Is she really laughing and mocking, or is she just questioning?
Well, she's speculating.
She's speculating.
Moment on a symbol of America. He is rushed to the front lines. He becomes a war hero.
So we've basically seen. So where is she laughing and mocking?
I don't know.
Because people are mad, and I'm being told that she's laughing and mocking him being not a manho, I guess.
I guess.
So I'm supposed to be offended on behalf of virgins?
I don't understand the issue here.
I don't get the issue. So this is a lot.
Okay, well, hold on. I think it's right here.
To world-threatening disaster.
We already saw this.
He's not a fugitive from the law. Right? So it seems like he was pretty busy.
Yeah, so we say he's pretty busy.
All right, guy had priorities, nothing wrong with that.
I'm not seeing where she's mocking him, though. Is this another case where people are saying something happened and then you scroll down and it's literally the opposite? Like that article where they said...
She gives it up here, right here.
All right.
All you're doing is repeating everything that I've already told you about my friend and colleague.
Obviously, Captain America was a virgin.
Obviously, Captain America was a virgin. Oh, okay, big deal. Well, then, listen, he was when he went in the ice because it was the 1940s. He was a shy kid from Brooklyn.
Are people upset that he was a virgin, or are they upset
they're upset at her for pointing it out.
Oh, why?
Because
why? Are they?
I don't know.
Are we being
anymore.
defended on behalf of virgins? Are virgins triggered by this?
I don't know.
Do you have to kind of be? Is this what they call incels? I don't know. Is that?
I'm more interested in getting some of those flaming hot Cheetos.
Oh, you know what? Flaming hot Cheetos, they taste terrible. They taste like chemicals. You want the jalapeno ones. They still taste like Cheetos, and they have a little bit of a kick.
And that's your snack food recommendation?
That's my snack recommendation for watching the Hulk, but nobody's going to watch it because they're convinced that... This is like the article where they said, where they were convinced that Bruce Banner, as the Hulk, said that there were no upsides to being the Hulk. It's all downsides. And then he literally scrolls down and says, but there's a few upsides.
There was a scene in Action Winter Soldier where they were talking about it, and he says to Natasha, he goes, well, you know, Natasha says, well, you know, you haven't had a lot of practice, you know, being on ice for 7 years. And he's like, I've had a lot of practice.
It was not my first kiss since 1945. I'm 95. I'm not dead.
So he's like, you know, things aren't always as they seem.
Well, I mean, I do have some old public domain footage of soldiers basically full on. They show it. They show their junk because they're getting treated for getting whatever that they're getting from
whatever STDs.
From some of the ladies in ports. You know, the women who are the girl in every port. Yeah, they're hooking up with every guy who comes through town. Yeah. And they're hooking up with every guy. Well, so there's some public domain footage of like what to do in that situation when you need a penicillin shot.
What do you do when you contract the disease? You go see a doctor.
Yeah, your army doctor.
Go see the base doctor. He'll give you a shot of this new stuff called penicillin.
It was a Navy film footage thing, but I do actually literally have this. So, I mean, we might think that they are at some point, but at the same time, like, I'm not seeing anything other than just a discussion. I don't see anybody mocking anything.
Okay, well, all right. From her perspective, let me just say, from her perspective.
From your perspective as a man, is this too feministy?
No, it is not.
Is she mocking him for being a virgin?
No, she's pointing out something that to her seems very obvious. Now, we don't know, they get into a crash, we don't know what's going to be the second part of this response. Obviously, he was a virgin. I'm like, yeah, and? So what? The guy was saving the freaking universe.
I don't think she's having a problem with it any more than she's just pointing it out as a conversation, as a, hey, I never realized it. Because as your casual I'm the casual normie one. I'm the one who just sometimes just wants something fun to turn my brain off to. Now, I don't remember every single detail about every single one of these movies. And most normie casuals won't. They're going to see the arguments online. They're going to see a bunch of much ado about nothing. And a lot of people saying, oh, it's woke, it's feminist, it's male bashy. It's, I don't know, I'm seeing like spandex jokes and...
There was the joke actually in that first X-Men movie, you know, you go outside and what did you prefer, yellow spandex? I mean, so like I said, there's a lot of in-jokes here. But
well, not in this clip. In the other clip where Hulk's like, spandex is your best friend.
Yeah, I don't understand what's so ultra feministy about this particular clip. I read Captain America for years, okay? That's not a part of his life they really delved into. He had a steady girlfriend for a long time who's actually in a deleted scene in Avengers. The waitress in it's a scene without context. There's a waitress in a cafe who says, Captain America saved my life. That's his girlfriend from the comics, Bernie Rosenthal, I believe her name was.
Ask for her number, you moron.
But just implying that she's mocking it, this just seems like a big stretch. This is a lot of mental gymnastics to imply that this is an attack on his masculinity, and here's why is like this. This is as bad as what I was seeing with Trump clips back in the day in 2020, where people were saying, "Oh, well, here's what Trump said." I'm like, that's not what he said.
Let's take this into context. He was a guy born in the 1920s, and he was living in the 1940s when the premarital giggity wasn't really
I just want to know what the hell
widely accepted.
Like, what's this big push to cancel this for being woke or feminist?
I don't know.
What's the big need to hate on this?
I'll cancel Daniel Schwartz for being an idiot. I mean, that's part
well,
of it.
I can't cancel her because she gave us those boudoir photos. I don't know if she was so much being an idiot or just saying what she thought that the tribe wanted to say, because as the woman in this, I can say that when you're trying to not, when you are the new person in the group, you want to try and fit in as much as possible. So she might have been saying exactly what she thinks the group wants her to say. And is that exactly what's going on here? So many people are just saying what the group wants them to say.
I have no idea.
That they're calling it woke, they're calling it feminist just because it has a woman lead, just because you can play some mental gymnastics and get offended on behalf of the tribe to fit in, because fitting in is more important than being accurate.
I'm of the frame of mind that this isn't a huge deal.
No.
That this isn't a huge deal. This is probably the end of this conversation was, oh well, he was a virgin. I'm like, well, how is that possible? I mean, you know, he was a handsome guy. How can that be possible? Was he gay? I'm like, no, he wasn't. He just had other things to do. He had other
you'll let
priorities.
the Mary Sue women down, because if he's not shipped with Bucky, they're gonna riot.
Oh yeah. I mean, the guy had other priorities. Do you know what was going on in the 40s in Europe and in the Pacific?
Yeah, they were in every port,
Every port in a storm, because you could not be coming back.
Yeah, they were living their lives like they weren't going to come back, not like they're making up this imaginary sort of. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like a lot of people really wish that they had something to actually be angry about, so they're inserting any little tribal cue and every little tribal trigger into this because they're winning. It's a war. It's a culture war. It's a war on entertainment.
Mocking him. I don't see this as mocking him. I see this as two people having a conversation, and probably the end of this conversation would have been, did he ever talk about anybody? Did he? I mean, is that true? I mean, yeah. Well, obviously he was a virgin. But
well, a lot of those war guys, a lot of those, like they would come back and they would talk to their war buddies and be like, "Yeah, did you hook up with this chick? Did you meet her?"
No, I was being true to my gal.
No, that didn't happen quite as much as I think people think.
Yeah, well,
like I said, I've seen the footage of what happens when they do hook up too much.
In Cap's case, that's the case. I'm being true to my gal. There's this nice scene in First Avenger where they're in the cab together, and she says to him, he goes, "You really don't know how to talk around women." He goes, "Well, looking the way I do, I don't get the chance. I've always wanted to find the right partner to dance with. Guys like me get stepped on. So, and then he undergoes the procedure, and he becomes Captain America, and women start throwing themselves at each other,
At each other. They start throwing themselves at each other.
Yes, and yes, they're trying to impress him. And, they ever seen like the Girls Gone Wild? That's what they're doing. They're going wild for Cap.
But yeah, so I think this is much ado about nothing. I think this is just people wanting to be triggered at this point. I've done this way too long to not see the articles and read through them, and when there is a discrepancy like the last one where they said that there was Hulk says there's no upside to being the Hulk, and then he literally says yes, but there's a few upsides.
There are a few upsides.
That's when my bells start going off. I'm like, so somebody has a reason for this to be pushed to the outrage mobs, to the culture war sort of people. Somebody has a reason to trigger everybody, and is it for outrage marketing? Is it going to work this time, or are people just kind of tired of it? Will they just tune this off? Will people say, you know what? I'm just going to watch it anyway. I don't care what people are going to say about it, because if it looks like, I think that's what a lot of people are going towards. They're tired of hating absolutely everything just to impress a bunch of people on the internet that might be bots for all we know. Yeah. So I think this is much ado about nothing. And I think this is just some sort of weird push to say, hey, Reed, this is woke. It might be a marketing campaign for all we know. Those people that we're trying to impress out there by agreeing with them or disagreeing might not even be real people. They might be bots. I am Mecca.
And I am Shlomo off camera going through reverse changes.
And this might be nothing. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
Right, so it seems like he was pretty busy.
I'm 95. I'm not dead.